London, a city of millions, a city defined by its pace, its drive, its constant motion. Beneath the streets, a million individual journeys unfold, each one a story of ambition, everyone striving, reaching, pushing towards a destination. But what happens when we arrive at the moment that matters most? The high-stakes job interview, the career-defining presentation. For so many, this is where ambition meets anxiety. The pressure to find the right words, the fear of being seen. How do we learn to finally ditch the nerves?
To answer that question, Toastmasters District 91 created an innovative solution, the Ditch the Nerves campaign. Here to explain is Program Quality Director Seema Menon.
Welcome to you, Seema Menon from District 91. Thanks for joining us on Region 10 Live News.
Thank you, David. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, and so we would love to talk about your project around the Toastmasters London Underground. I'd like to start at the beginning and ask you, what was the aha moment, that specific idea or need that first sparked this sort of bold vision of putting Toastmasters on the London Underground? And when you decided to really go public in such a massive way?
Yeah, I think as a club road director last year, I was responsible for marketing too, right? How do I market Toastmasters to people outside? And I've been in broadcast media for a long time. So when I took on the role, I wanted to think out of the box and see how can we do something where we take Toastmasters to London Underground and reach out to a larger audience, because we have millions of commuters traveling through London Underground, right? So that's where it started. Imagine you are standing on a tube station and you see Toastmasters over there. Would it spring curiosity amongst people? Or would they think it is these people with those red jackets who actually are MCs at events? So wanted to change that mindset too, which is when I thought, let's try it out. But wasn't sure whether the budgets would fit into what we want to do. So yeah, that's where it started.
Wow, that's amazing. And I mean, there's millions of people that travel through, say, every day on the tube. I was in London, a few years ago. It was a Sunday afternoon, packed in terms of people traveling here, there, and everywhere. So it's kind of an all-day, everyday kind of advertising event.
Absolutely. And imagine you're standing on the tube waiting for the station, for the next train to come in, and you see, I nailed my interview and landed the job or got the job.
Yes.
Very simple messaging, right? That was a vision that we had when we started the campaign.
That's wonderful. Wow. Wow. So speaking of campaigns, it might have sounded and looked simple from the outside, but in reality, we know it's a little bit tougher. So what were the biggest sort of behind the scenes hurdles that maybe you and your team faced, thinking about budget or logistics, or maybe important approvals that you needed to overcome in order to get things started?
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have a big ambitious idea, but it's not as easy to bring that to fruition. So for us, one was trying to see if we are able to weave in a campaign which is not too onerous in terms of budgets. So I had, and second is to get a team together who buy into the same vision. So we started off with two of my team members from the Club Road team, Hepzibah and Ram, who did the research to find out which is the organization that we need to reach out to get a campaign in place. And after that, I spent a lot of time negotiating and getting best campaign, getting discounts for us, talking about not-for-profit organization and trying to get the right time slot too for us. And that took a little long. And once I got the taster campaign ready, then it was about getting the budget approvals and
Mhm.
ensuring that my district director, then Steve Weir, buys into the idea. And luckily, it just fell into place. At each stage, everyone came together to make this campaign a reality. I had Diane Richardson, who worked out the design, Alan, who did the social media campaign and the buzz to create the buzz around it.
Mhm.
Janet and Rob worked on creating the ditchthenerves.com website where we could get people to come in and engage with us over there,
Mhm.
because writing d91.toastmasters.org is something where I knew definitely people won't remember. So we needed a catchy phrase. Uh,
Mhm.
and I just think all of us worked together as a unit, each
Wow.
one bringing their respective strengths into the picture, and uh, being accountable for that.
Mhm.
And I think that's what made the campaign a success.
That's fantastic. Wow. And that, I mean, that's why we do Toastmasters, to have these kinds of team projects, bringing people together outside of different clubs across the district to really make something happen. Because
Absolutely.
I know
And
you
the
have a lot of clubs in the south of London. I think, is it over 170 I saw?
Yes, we've got 175 clubs
Yeah.
that we ended the last year with, and
Amazing.
it was amazing experience to. So we had three challenges that we were working with. One is how do I engage with my current members
Mhm.
and build that pride in them to be a part of the district and feel that there's a buzz about any activity we do. The other one is how do I get new people to join Toastmasters,
Mhm.
where they feel that Toastmasters is still relevant for them.
Mm.
And the third is how do I get new clubs
Mhm.
on board, right? So, and these were the three things that we were working with. And thankfully, this campaign helped develop that. And we ran a contest to ensure that our club members were engaged, taking selfies and posting it. We had new people reaching out to us through the website, and
Wow.
we constantly sent them regular emailers.
Yes.
So we had almost 6 touch points with the people who signed up with us, giving them information and sharing articles from our Toastmasters magazine, talking about how it can help you land the job if
Yeah.
you're looking for, what are the tips to overcome your jitters on that. And we also got a few leads from corporates
Mm.
who were looking to use Toastmasters. They just wanted to know, so tell us more about Toastmasters. And I
Yeah.
think it started a conversation.
Wonderful. Wow. And that's fantastic. And that was my next question around the public response. So you've really described the way people were starting to interact with that. Was there anything that completely surprised you in terms of that public reaction?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we started the campaign, we thought it would be our members who travel to London on their daily work routine, and they would probably notice it, take pictures, and send it to us. What happened is people started traveling into London specifically for this,
Oh,
and
wow.
that gave us a lot of that made us feel happy about it. Like there was a pride in our members to take a picture with a poster, post
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And when you have people taking pictures with a poster, the other commuters would ask them, so what is it all about? uh,
Yeah.
we had some members put the pin, ask me about Toastmasters over there. So they would actually ask, so what is Toastmasters? Do you wear a red jacket? And it gave us that opportunity to engage with people.
Aha.
And so that was lovely. And not just within District 91, we had members from across districts
Mhm.
reaching out to us and asking about the campaign. In fact, my PR manager last year, Alan, I know he's a PRM this year too, he
Yes.
was invited to share more about the campaign in a PR interview,
Mhm.
and it transcended the borders. And that's what we wanted. Right? We wanted people to talk about Toastmasters and create a buzz.
Yeah. I mean, I love that idea. People come into London for the day, club members, let's have an excursion. We'll go see some other sites around town, and then, getting our selfies and then posting that. And I guess that power of social media creates a lot of that buzz, which is really fantastic. And I'm already hearing several lessons for other Toastmasters leaders. So I want to ask you now, if another city or another part of maybe the UK, or where I am in Austria, we have a great underground system as well. So if we wanted to sort of create a bold campaign, is there a replication formula? Is there kind of key ingredients that you think really made it in London, a success? And then looking back, maybe there would be something that you would do differently next time.
And if you're looking at something like this that you want to replicate in your district or your region, I think three key things that I would say is keep it simple, keep it supportive, and make it sustainable, right? So
Three
have,
S's.
yeah, three S's.
I love
So
that.
have a very simple message.
Yes.
Don't talk about 270,000 members, 175 clubs. Talk about what is the value that we are bringing to the person out there. And that's where the campaign where we said I nailed my interview and got the job. Very simple messaging for everyone. We picked tube stations where we had maximum footfall. So we picked 21 tube stations. We knew that our budget was limited. So we did a 2-week campaign. It was just a taster campaign, but we were lucky that we negotiated with them to ensure that we have overruns. So the campaigns ran by another 2 weeks. So we had almost 4 weeks of exposure for a short budget, which was good. We were lucky.
Yes.
And how did we make it supportive? It's by ensuring that the team believes in it. Right.
Yes.
So it was we got the buy-in or for the vision, and then each one was given an opportunity to come with how are they going to make their part of the role successful. So I didn't dictate anything to them. I said, see, these are the key objectives we have. How do we make it happen? And that's where the idea of the contest came. That's where the idea of let's look at ditchthenerves.com as a website. And all these things came in place. And then how do we keep our members engaged through it, which is where the sustainable part is coming into place. How do we think beyond the campaign? So we had those 6 touch points with them. We also ran a Ditch the Nerves live webinar, 2 webinars after that, which was giving tips about interviewing skills, how to land your interviews, how do you write your CV. So we did those webinars to, again, engage with these people to then continue and join us at the end of the entire journey. Keep it simple, supportive, and sustainable.
That's amazing. And I love those 3 S's there. And in terms of, because my next question is about mobilizing members, which you've really just answered. So I'm thinking more about, you mentioned, new people coming. Were there many new signups, or did clubs see an increase, or was it people coming to the webinars? What were some of the tangible numbers that you had in these moments?
So like any other marketing campaign, which is not digital, because it is posters, right? It's at the stations. It's not they're not engaging with those.
The clicks and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
the views are different.
Exactly. So we had from the stats that we were given by the organization Global, we had over 2.1 million people who actually saw the campaign, which is good. But a 2-week or a 4-week campaign can only bring in that much of engagement, right? Which means that we need to continue with that branding. So we did the webinars. We have just launched the Ditch the Nerves podcast. So we are building on that brand and we are continuing with that. And we have also booked 3 campaigns for this year.
Okay.
as a follow-up from last year.
Yes.
So hopefully that will, it's just a starting, right? It's a
Yeah.
starting point, and we want to take that further ahead.
I mean, my last question here is what's the big goal or project for the team? But it already sounds like you've got quite a vision. Where else do you see it going?
I think Ditch the Nerves tube campaign this year. We want to also do bus as well as a digital campaign. So we are working on all three,
Okay.
and taking that ahead, building on that brand. I mean, this year the podcast we are talking about leadership
Mhm.
and how Toastmasters has influenced people outside the four walls of Toastmasters in your work life, in your social life. How are you making an impact in the community? So
Mhm.
it's not just making you a good speaker, but how are you using your voice to make a difference in the community? And that's what we want to take this brand to,
Mhm.
because unless people see that there is a value they get out of Toastmasters, it's very easy to join for a year and leave Toastmasters, right?
That's
But
it.
there are many of us who have been with Toastmasters for a few years,
Yeah,
simply because every time we get something out of it.
that's it.
And that's the positioning we are working towards.
That's fantastic. Well, Seema Menon, as the PQD of District 91, I want to say thank you. And I offer that when you have that podcast episodes and they're running live, let us know so that we can absolutely pitch that for you here on our Region 10 live news. And we certainly be happy to support and see the growth of the podcast, of the whole campaign, and really maybe to touch base with you again, maybe in 6 to 12 months, where we can see and celebrate your progress as well, which is truly fantastic. So thank you so much for your time, and we really look forward to staying connected.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The podcast has started. Our first guest was
Ah,
Morag.
right.
And we've got Gene Kamester coming up soon, Stevia.
Okay.
So, yeah, look out for
Cool.
it and give us your feedback.
Yes. And where can people find the podcast then? Is it on iTunes or not iTunes? How old am I? Is it on Spotify? Is it on Apple Podcasts? Where can people find it?
It's very simple. It's on our District 91 YouTube channel.
Ah, perfect. Wonderful. Well, look out for that YouTube channel, and we look forward to staying connected. Thank you so much, Seema, and
Thank
have
you.
a wonderful time with ditching the nerves.
Thank you very much.